Hey, what's going on, guys? It is currently Thursday, April 3rd, 7:19 p.m. And I want to go over, kind of analyze what GBP AUD is doing after the news scandal that we had here that we took for a buy. If you guys remember in the video yesterday, I kind of said that we could potentially see the sell-off here into a below the 0.50 to catch the continuation buy to take out these highs finally. So, I mean, clearly that's what it did. So my prediction was correct, and I was able to catch this trade right here to close out around 11:30 p.m. So let's go over how we did that. Again, we are still bullish uh, from our overall macro bias. If we zoom into the 1 minute, if you guys remember the video, from that I posted yesterday night, I said that we could see the sell off. So one thing I noticed, we had our structural range from here to here, right? And then we created a new structural range that's from here to here, right? So we're in a range now. This low that created this high is not a substantial high to tell me that we're going higher right now, because this literally just wicked right above this high, creating a liquidity grab or a sweep, right? From here, what I did notice was, or what I was waiting for to catch this sell, was this, how do you say, a confirmation, a breaker structure, a micro breaker structure, because this is the micros, micro breaker structure, and showing its hand, which is basically this, showing that the bullish momentum is done for right now. So if you keep in mind, you have to wait for a show of hand, because we are still bullish, and it takes bullish structure to come back into here, even into here, right? This is all bullish structure. So we had to wait for a confirmation that the bull structure is done on the smaller time frame, and that will give us the possible entry to continue down lower. So now our confirmations, or our models in play here, were a structural disruption, order flow disruption, and the liquidity graph. So those are three models, as well as our main framework, so which was a DLE. Our framework, let me change it, which is D, oh my god, there we go, DLE. And if you remember, we talked about this before. We have direction. So here we have direction. We had, we have direction here now, right? We had structure showing us our direction. We had liquidity up here. And then we had execution over here, right? So that's our main framework. So execution revolves around our model, and our model equals, order flow disruption, liquidity grab, and structural disruption, which are the three main models we're using. So that being said, I mean, when you have those three models together, confluencing together, like order flow disruption, liquidity grab, and a structural disruption, because we did come and take out this low, right? which would be an RBOS, because we had unwillingness here, right? That's unwillingness to go higher. So, and then this candle also took out liquidity up here and mitigated something right here on the inefficiency. So that to me just kind of confirmed everything, and I was, more than happy to take this trade. So price came back up. We were aiming for the inefficiency, which literally kind of just wicked it. But I always enter a little bit early just because, spread and everything, give it a little bit of room to breathe, and your SL would be over your invalidation. So if price hits your SL right here, which is an 8 pip stop, that this trade is now invalidated and we can continue going higher. So this is where your risk to reward is greatly increased. But even so, if you miss this, right, price gave a re-entry. Price gave the re-entry, which is the main one you really want to confirm, because after this whole thing happens, this right here just solidifies that you're going down now. So this and this, taking out this complete low, you're like, okay, now I'm going down, right? Complete, confirmation. So, we'll get to that after. So we got the pullback, right? Now we have this structural range right here, from up here to here. So because this high took out this low right here, this is now my solidified high, right? So my new point of invalidation would be above here. So if I were to take the trade off of here, this is how you greatly reduce the stop loss, right? So we have 50% of here. Let me see, and maybe it's like a 2-minute candle, 3-minute candle. 50%, around 50% of that candle. Yeah, it's really hard to tell, but this is basically 50% of this candle right here. All right, and your SO will be above this high. But usually I give it a little bit of room just because, again, spread. But if you're structure, the probability increases of your trade. So after that, this one was kind of a no-brainer. You take it and you write it down into, if you remember in the video I said last time, below the 0.50 is where we really want to buy. Plus we had these unmitigated candles here as well as this one. So out of here, we're playing based off reaction, right? We're playing with what the market is showing us, momentum, and momentum is to the downside, and we want to catch a continuation trade into the POI to continue the macro bias of buying. So there's structures in between, inside of the structures that tell you what market structure is doing. So basically right now, I was looking into here. We tapped into this POI. We gave a reaction, unwillingness. Then we had a CBOS. Oh, well, basically this would now be a RBOS, because after this unwillingness, we gave reaction. The last down candle that gave the up move was here, creating an RBOS. We had order flow disruption here confirm as well, right? And price came and tapped right here and then left, right? But I wouldn't be able to take it from there. Because my stop loss would be down here. So after this, right, what do we see? We tapped in here. We came after this down candle. We gave a reaction up to the upside, right? Oh, in here. This fulfilled in here, possibly mitigated something in here, right? And then we gave reaction that finally took out this structure right here. And now you have two confirmations that we're going to go higher after tapping into the macro bias POI, that we're going to go higher, right? As well as OFD now is confirmed, because we did react out of this potential POI. We took out structure, but it didn't hold and continue down lower, or that bearish order flow didn't hold and continue lower. It broke up, and that kind of confirmed that, and then it gave a structural disruption just right now, right? So thinking about it, your entry could have been right here with your stop loss maybe below this one, because again you want room to breathe, but I missed that because I wasn't on the charts. So now I know we're completely buying, right? So now that I missed that, what I am possibly looking for a price to come back here is really hard to do, you know. So I'm looking for a possible continuation. As of right now, only points of interest I have are these and possibly this one right here. And I am liking this little range. Take a liquidity. This one's a little less likely just because we're already almost up there. So if we do see the play potentially come back into here, I can kind of buy something to go in there and catch the final move. Because once we take out this high, we'll probably see another retracement to come down a little bit lower. So we'll see how, you know, price reacts out of these POIs. So if it were to come down here, it'd be great. But again, you see momentum is to the upside, so we just want to catch a continuation. And yeah, I mean, this trade was missed. You know, I couldn't really do much about it because it was around 520 and I wasn't on the charts. But overall, that's really how I've been catching these. It's all the same framework: direction, liquidity, execution. Also, you know, reduce stop losses, and my trading models, which are order flow disruption, structural disruption, and liquidity grab or liquidity sweep. And then we also have LGCs, which are liquidity grab continuations, which are what I use for a continuation trade too, which is probably what I'll look for, something in here to continue this inside of these candles, because I don't think price to come pull back. I mean, it's possible. It's happened before. But, you know, momentum is really up right now. So we'll just see how this plays out. And I'll probably take a potential buy somewhere around here. If the play happens tonight or something, then I'll make another video. But so far, this is what I'm looking at. Again, structural range, unwillingness, CBOS. Well, no, not CBOS. This is CBOS. This is RBOS because this high took out this, solidifying this low. So now this is our structural range. Unwillingness in between the structural range, creating this as a reversal BOS, right? This only works because this is because we already know where the momentum is going towards the upside. So this is more of a continuation reversal, because now it's showing us that it took bearish structure to get in here. This is the transition, and then this is the execution, or the, you know, how do you say, the impulse moves. So same thing, unwillingness, price came to move up, gave the RBOS. Ideally, I would have wanted something to come back down here, then I could continue up higher. But because price only came here, created a new unwillingness, then gave a higher move that took out more structure there. Again, ideally, I would want to see the price come back down to here. Oh, sorry. Price come back down into here, which it did. Mitigated something in here. So then you zoom into this to catch the transition, because now we're looking at the microstructures that, you know, to happen for a transition to buy inside of this here. So, you know, obviously we came, tapped, didn't break structure, price came back down, mitigated, then we gave a move to the upside again, didn't break structure yet. Maybe this little candle, but that's really small. Then price came back down, mitigated here, then price gave the move that, you know, took out structure. Then it came back down here. You could have bought here. So your SL below this, you know, low. And that's it. And I mean, if price breaks below this low, maybe even here, just take, just play it safe. If price breaks below there, that's how we know we are, done. I'm just a little, well, it is what it is. But that's basically how it's been going, kind of like I said in last night's video. We're gonna just kind of ping pong this, right? Oh, and also for this trade, what you could have done when I was in yesterday is once this plays out and you have the direction confirmed, you moved this SL in here above this high, which in technically you would be break even, but now because we entered a little early, it would be above that high. That would be your new stop loss for this trade, and you wanted to hold. And then little by little, you start trailing your stop losses on solidified highs. So we could have taken this all the way down to here with our last stop loss being probably like around here. And then, we could have kept holding to see if this would have kept going. But if it reversed on us, it happens. But at least you're stopped out with money. Okay, and that's my breakdown of GBP AUD. Well, after, the tariffs news. I hope we have some type of, range or play come out in here tonight so we can finish off the week good.